In the automotive world, certain classics refuse to fade away, and their persistence can sometimes be a very welcome thing. The Dodge Durango is a perfect case in point. Americans are showing no signs of sending it to the scrapyard, even though the model is, for a moment, approaching its 15th year. To make a powerful statement for its continued relevance, the company has rolled out the new RT392 Launch Edition. Make no mistake, this isn't merely a cosmetic refresh or a clever marketing ploy. This newcomer has been given a new heart, a more potent V8 engine that contributes a staggering 115 extra horses to the stable compared to last year's RT. And the most incredible part? There's no increase in the price tag whatsoever. The new model's name tells you everything you need to know. Nestled under the hood is the 6.4-liter V8 392 HEMI, taking the place of the previous 5.7-liter power plant. The outcome was entirely predictable. Power has surged to 475 horsepower and 637 newton-meters of torque. This represents a 32% jump in power and a 21% increase in torque over the old RT. Dodge is also keen to remind everyone that this is the most powerful vehicle in its class for under $50,000, adding that its towing capacity is a segment record 3,946 kilograms, which is nothing short of impressive. All this muscle is channeled to all four wheels via an 8-speed automatic transmission equipped with an electronic differential lock on the rear axle. Beyond the new motor, the Launch Edition comes standard with adaptive dampers, a sport-tuned suspension, Brembo brakes featuring 6-piston calipers up front and 4-piston calipers at the rear, and a reinforced exhaust system. In essence, from the very first day, the buyer receives a complete performance package, not a menu of costly add-ons. For a 3-row family SUV, the performance figures are also exceptional. The sprint from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour now takes just 4.4 seconds, a huge improvement over the old RT's 6.2 seconds. The quarter mile is dispatched in 12.9 seconds, and top speed climbs to 258 kilometers an hour. Visually, you can spot the new model by its silver RT392 badges and a subtly redesigned rear spoiler. The stock 20-inch wheels are finished in satin carbon, and the red brake calipers are an immediate attention grabber. For those seeking an even bolder visual statement, an optional black top package is on offer, which includes lights-out wheels, gloss black badges, and Eclipse black trim on the exhaust tips. Also on the options list are racing strips in various hues and a new body color, Green Machine, which has been added to the Durango's palette. The pricing strategy is worthy of special mention. The new model's starting price is set at $49,995. That's precisely what the previous RT cost with its comparatively modest 360 horsepower herd. This means the buyer gets an extra 115 horsepower for absolutely free. Thank you, Dodge, for such remarkable generosity.
Meanwhile, the first snapshots of the new BMW iM3, the high-performance electric iteration of the recently unveiled i3 sedan, have emerged online. The photographs were posted anonymously on a BMW enthusiast forum and quickly proliferated across social media networks. The source of the images remains unknown, and their authenticity continues to be a subject of debate. It's entirely possible that what we're seeing isn't a production-ready iM3 at all, but rather an M Sport version dressed up with a more aggressive body kit. Regardless, the development is captivating. Let's not forget that BMW just officially introduced the new i3, an electric sedan that shares nothing with the original city car and is instead a full-fledged electric counterpart to the iconic 3 Series. It has been known for several years that the Bavarian automaker planned to create and launch a hot M version of this car, which is why the appearance of these leaks generated genuine buzz within the community. Judging by the leaked photographs, the car looks significantly more aggressive than the standard i3. The front headlights have a darker tint, and the front bumper now features a characteristic diamond-shaped element in its center. The lower section of the bumper shows off 2 large blacked-out air intakes, flanked by 4 square fog lights where the standard model has narrow air curtains. A black vent grille is clearly visible on the hood, and the wheel arches have adopted a more muscular, pumped-up appearance. Nevertheless, a portion of the forum community has reacted with skepticism. The fender flares don't appear much wider than the standard items, and the customary M-style side mirrors are nowhere to be found. All of this provides grounds to speculate that the photographed car is simply a well-optioned M Sport version, not the long-awaited, fully-fledged electric M3. Be that as it may, the core technical specifications of the actual iM3 have long been an open secret. BMW has officially confirmed the car will be equipped with a 100 kilowatt-hour battery pack built using its latest in-house developed cylindrical cells. The powertrain will consist of 4 electric motors, one for each wheel. Furthermore, each motor will operate through its own dedicated gearbox. This architecture will allow for surgical precision in managing the distribution of torque to each wheel in real time, which should deliver a completely new level of handling for an electric vehicle. The new 4-motor system developed by BMW M is theoretically capable of producing a peak output of 1,341 horsepower. For the first production electric M car, however, the company will likely restrain itself to a more modest herd of around 700 horses. The peak torque, on the other hand, is expected to be a monumental 1,360 Newton-meters, and it will be distributed instantly and independently to all 4 corners. Intriguingly, the new car will also feature a rear-wheel drive mode that completely disengages the front axle. In addition, BMW's engineers are implementing simulated gear shifts and creating a unique soundscape designed to compensate for the absence of a traditional engine's roar. Something about this artificial experience feels a bit like a rubber woman. All of this combined should make the iM3 one of the most driver-oriented electric vehicles on the market. How it will all pan out in reality, only time will tell. It's worth noting that in parallel with the electric version, BMW continues to develop the conventional M3 with an internal combustion engine. The legendary badge clearly has no intention of fading into history anytime soon. That is very good news indeed. The official premiere of the iM3 is scheduled for 2027, so we await the new model and we'll see what it's truly capable of in the real world.
In a surprising turn of events, Honda and Sony have officially announced the termination of development for both electric vehicles under the Afeela brand. This decision affects the Afeela 1 sedan and the planned electric crossover. Honda-Sony Mobility, the joint venture between the two companies established less than 4 years ago, is completely halting a project that once seems like one of the most promising examples of a collaboration between the tech and automotive industries. The story of this ambitious alliance began back in 2020 when Sony, to the complete surprise of the auto industry, unveiled its own electric sedan at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. It was a bold and unconventional move for a company the world knew primarily as a maker of electronics, gaming consoles, and entertainment content. A year later, Sony returned to the same show with an electric crossover concept, making it clear that its interest in the automotive sector was serious. In 2022, the tech giant took the next logical step, joining forces with Honda, one of the world's largest automakers. The goal was simple yet ambitious: to bring these concept vehicles to series production and offer them to actual customers. The union of two such powerful players seemed almost destined for success, but it was not to be. In March of 2026, Honda announced a sweeping review of its entire electrification strategy, canceling several of its own electric models at once, including 2 large SUVs and a sedan. These moves cost the company colossal losses, with various estimates putting the figure as high as $15 billion. It was this strategic pivot that became the formal reason for shutting down the Afeela project. In a joint statement, Honda and Sony stated that the revised electrification strategy had fundamentally altered the initial conditions under which their joint venture operated. Given the new circumstances, continuing development and launching the vehicles for sale had become simply impossible. Nonetheless, both companies made it clear that a complete breakup is not on the cards. Honda and Sony intend to reconsider the strategic direction of their joint venture and will announce new long-term plans in the near future. Exactly what will replace the ambitious Afeela project remains unknown for now. However, the very fact that the partnership is being maintained suggests that neither party is ready to completely abandon the idea of a joint presence in the automotive industry. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new videos, and I'm very much looking forward to your opinion in the comments. A new video is on its way. Until next time.